What's up, you guys? It is Thursday morning, and this is Breaking In. What's up, everyone? It is 7:09 in the morning on a beautiful Thursday here in New York. This is Breaking In episode 88, The Path of the Aspiring Comic Book Artist. As usual on Thursdays, I am your host. My name is Aries Tavares. Yesterday we had our monthly Breaking In conference call after, really discussing what things we want from the channel, what things we want for the channel. Pretty confident in saying that me and the boys all kind of want the same thing. As of having that conference call, we thought it'd be a good idea to kind of go back and revisit the premise of the channel, which is, what does breaking in mean to you personally? I know that when I originally, came up with the idea for the channel, breaking in to me was specifically Marvel or DC or bust. Like, it was one or the other, and there was no in betweens. I was younger, I was dumber, and I had a lot less experience. Right before we started the channel, I said I wanted to get published, and I actually managed to do that just before starting the channel internationally. And then a couple of weeks into doing the channel itself, I wound up getting published for the first time, doing introduction stories for a video game application. But for me, that still wasn't breaking in because it wasn't comics necessarily. A few weeks later, Michael Kingston, who, thank you again, brother, I really appreciate it, took a chance on me. He gave me a backup story in Headlock, which just successfully completed their Kickstarter for One Step Remastered. Super proud, and I'm still really happy to be attached to this project in whatever way. And, not to mention all the wonderful Kickstarters that I was asked to be a part of. For example, I did this pinup for Fangirl, and I did this one for All Control Delete, all of which were successful Kickstarters. So that's three under my belt now. And even more recently, the wrestling business proved to me that just because you leave it behind doesn't mean it leaves you behind. Mike Quackenbush of Chikara Pro Wrestling was kind enough to give me the opportunity to do both the DVD cover to this year's annual Tag Grand Prix DVD, and he also wanted to pitch a reboot series to IDW, which he allowed me to do the art for as well, and I'm super grateful for that. Rapid fire, I was just checking off those boxes, so to me it was only logical. It was the next step, the next progression, that Marvel or DC be the goal. After a year of supporting myself with absolutely nothing but art and help from a very select group of people, I can say I don't think that's the final goal anymore. I still have my checklist that is for 7-year-old me, the books that I want to eventually work on. Those books being like, eventually I need to do something TMNT related, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I absolutely have to do something Nightwing related. I'd love to work on something X-Men related. So right now, those are the three big book goals. I think paying more attention to what it means to break in. Now my idea of breaking in is a little bit different. It's a little bit more mature. It's a little bit more focused, I would say. My new goals as far as breaking in are, I want to be able to completely and self-sufficiently support myself doing comic art. That's the goal. Once I'm able to do that, I think I will consider myself having broken in. At the same time, I have been supporting myself with nothing but art. I want to get to a place where I'm stable, where I don't have to rely on anyone else, where I don't have to, knock on somebody's door to get, my payday. So once I'm able to sustain my lifestyle via doing artwork, specifically comic work, I'll consider myself having broken in. Although my interests have expanded beyond just doing comic books. I have a major interest in doing concept art for video games, and I have a checklist of like RPG, like fantasy RPG books and companies that I'd love to work for eventually. I would really like to do some digital painting for Paizo, for Wizards of the Coast, for Blizzard, for those kind of companies. I hear it's a rough field to be in, but I do love that stuff, and I've been practicing doing it for a while now. And I'm not gonna say I've mastered it, but I've gotten pretty decent with it, and I would love to get my name out in those fields. Again, this is all 7-year-old me just kind of yelling at me from the back of my head saying, hey, you got to do this, you got to do this. That is my new definition of breaking in. I will consider myself having broken into the industry that I love when I am able to support myself doing nothing but that. And of course, that does mean any comic book adjacent work as well. If I'm able to support myself doing art, that's what it means to break in, to me. Thank you guys for sticking with us. I really want to thank you guys for your constant support. You guys have been phenomenal. And I know that, we have a tendency of not doing everything that we say we're going to do. And a lot of that has to do with, the real world. And I know you hear us throw around this term of real life getting in the way, but it is what it is. Thank you again for tuning in. Thank you for subscribing. Please share these videos. Please recommend them to friends. If you have a friend out there, if you're watching this video and you are not an artist yourself, but you have an interest in it, or if you have a friend out there who is an artist and maybe has never heard of us, send them our way. We're definitely looking to do big things with this channel. The only way we're able to do that is with your guys' help. I'm going to leave the ball in your court. I'm going to put it in your hands because I know you guys are always going to look out for me. I really appreciate your time, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day, a wonderful weekend. Keep on the lookout. Coming up next should be the captain himself, Lloyd. You've been missing for a while, but it's on you. Work it out.